Speaking confidently is one of the most important skills that you can develop, and you must. My name is Amanda Kaufman, and you are watching Making It Happen, my weekly video blog series where I show you tips, tricks, tools, and strategies to help you make it happen in your own life. And this week, I really want you to make it happen by honing those confidence skills when it comes to speaking. And when I'm talking about speaking, I'm talking about from the stage, maybe over video, on a phone call, maybe the Facebook Lives, in person when you're going to networking events, even in your own household. Speaking confidently helps in so many ways. It helps people know that you're sure about what you think about. It helps people to be able to trust you a little more because you do have this confidence as you're speaking. You're not overly in your head and thinking about it, which is a signal that maybe you shouldn't be trusted. It's just this incredibly valuable skill, and it's one that we can all get better at. So, what are some of the biggest things that I keep in mind to remind me to show up confidently when I'm speaking? And like I said, it could be in any context. The first thing is to remember that your audience, big and small, wants you to be successful in your speaking. They really do. They want you to come across clearly. They want your idea to come out and be heard. And yes, there are hecklers and haters, but the overwhelming majority of the peoples are not going to be hecklers and haters. Most people really, really, really want the person who is at the center of attention to actually be successful, not be embarrassed. And if you can remember that, the next time you're experiencing stage fright or you're going to a networking event and you're really worried about what are people going to think of me? How am I going to come across? Give some thought to that, sure, but let's keep it the right size. Because most people want you to succeed, you don't have to worry about most people maybe not wanting you to succeed. And when we're afraid of speaking, that's usually what's going on is we get very judgmental of ourselves and our own abilities to articulate our ideas. And that's not our fault. That's completely natural. But if you remember that most people really do want you to succeed, that will go a long way. Number 2, perfection is not as important as practice. I started my video blog about 9 months ago, and I've done recordings every week. In addition to that, I've done Facebook Live videos once or twice a week. So I've had quite a bit of practice in speaking confidently to a camera, even though there's not anybody there when I'm recording it. And I've met a lot of entrepreneurs lately who kind of get down on themselves a little bit, and they're like, well, easy for you to say, Amanda, you do so well on video. You're so photogenic, da, 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 da. So kind and polite. But behind that, I think there's this belief that because you're not perfect already, that you shouldn't go out there and speak confidently. And I'm here to tell you that perfection will never, ever be attained unless you actually practice and you get out there. And the funny thing is with communication, perfection is never achievable anyway. So agonizing over making sure you have the right lighting and the right sound and the right makeup foundation and all of these things that we put on ourselves to make sure we're coming across confidently is not nearly as important as just doing it and getting out there and speaking, and the confidence will come. Number 3, a lot of times I'm working with folks who work so hard on the logic of their message, making sure that all the data is in there, all the content is in there. And they kind of forget, or they've never been taught, that people really, really want to connect with them. They want to connect with the real person. And so what does that mean? I mean, I've been in my share of academic lectures, okay, where they've got graphs and charts and numbers, and we did this in the study, and then we did that in the study, and then this other thing happened, and then this was our result, and da 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 da. And there was no expression of the humanity of what's going on. And that's understandable in an academic setting, but I'm using it as an example because a lot of people look at those presentations and they go, that's how you do public speaking. And the real truth is that the most effective public speakers give of themselves quite a lot. They share personal stories. They convey the emotion of what they're saying. And there's this vulnerability that takes place. And it's awesome. The audience loves it. And there's this connection that happens. So when you want to speak confidently, remember the connection is what's really, really important. So you can focus on things like the stories, the emotions, what went on for you, and stop worrying quite so much about everything being, structured, information exactly logical as if we are all robots. Obviously, you want to take care of the story and make sure that what you're saying makes sense, but don't do it at the expense of not being a human and connecting with the other ones. So those are my thoughts on speaking confidently. You're watching Making It Happen. I'm Amanda Kaufman. I hope you loved it. I'd love to hear what you thought of today's episode. You can subscribe and get tidbits like this every week delivered to your inbox. You can also follow me on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. And I'm so happy to have you here today with me. Thank you for your time and your energy. And I hope that it helps you show up a little more confidently this week as you're speaking. Take care.